Khan, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High God. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. And I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother Washanya with the Church of WFI Little Rock, coming back with another quick lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I'm currently on the way back from holding camp in Fort Smith. We decided to put in a little bit more work through the spirit, but as I was on the way back, it was brought to my attention that on our channel, we had around 666 videos. That's what it said on our channel, right? And, I couldn't go for that. I just couldn't accept that. Ain't no way. So, we are vehemently against this man and his system, his image, his mark, and the number of his name, which are all figurative for, his sin, lawlessness, wickedness, and, what he pushes throughout the earth. We are vehemently against that, man. So, as I seen that, I'm like, nah, let me just go ahead and do a video right now so we can get that number to 667 through the spirit, right? And in doing so, I was just thinking about what to talk about, and what better time to talk about, what are you going to do? What are you going to choose? Like, are you going to continue to walk in the ways of this world, continue to love this world, and, do the things that the people of this world do? Or are you going to finally fall in line with the commandments of God and obey Him, right? That's a decision that we're all going to have to make, man. And there's no tiptoeing. There's no playing both sides. You're going to have to choose who you want to serve. And, I'm currently on the road, so I'm only going to be able to paraphrase scriptures through the spirit, but, Lord willing, is edifying, right? We're going into a wicked, nasty holiday, a so-called holiday, right, called Halloween here in a few days or a couple days. And people have been celebrating it all month, man. It's been heavily promoted. Fortnite, they've been pushing a little promotion since the 9th of October with these new skins, for the Gen Zers, right? Or, the whatever they're called, man. They're always on Fortnite or whatever. But they've been pushing Halloween themed stuff since the beginning of the month, man. Right? And you're gonna see a bunch of ghouls, goblins, demons, horrors, man, you name it, right? And it's all in the name of Samhain. It's all in the name of this Celtic god, man, right? This Celtic rite, this wicked pagan festival that has nothing to do with the Most High God. And yet you're gonna see grown men, grown women, little children, elderly, passing out candies and cookies and jack-o'-lanterns, man, and decoratives, all these wicked things, man, that have nothing at all to do with the Most High God, but it's actually a sign of rebellion against the Most High's commandments and against the Most High's righteousness, right? But that's not the only thing, because you have so-called Christians, and I say so-called because true followers of Christ are going to obey the Most High's commandments, right? But you have these so-called Christians who denounce things like Christmas and Halloween and Easter. They've refrained from paganism because it doesn't take nothing but a quick Google search to find out the origin of these so-called holidays. But our people reject knowledge. It's not as if the information and the knowledge is not out there, because, like I said, you can do a quick Google search. They have new artificial intelligence or whatever the case may be, where you can easily find out the information, right? And you'll find out the root of all these so-called holidays that America pushes and federalizes. They allow you to take the day off and, right, do whatever you want to do. They all go back to worshiping other gods. It's no secret. But again, these so-called Christians who denounce it, yeah, they might not partake in these wicked festivities, but yet they still do not believe in what the Bible actually says. They find some way to still put doctrine or a narrative that is contrary to the laws, the statutes, the prophets, and the commandments, man. Right? And that's what we don't do. That's what we don't do. And again, Salakia for the visual. Like I said, I'm driving. I'm not gonna be able to quote precepts exactly, but I will be paraphrasing, and like I said, Lord willing, it's edifying. But like I said, who are you going to choose? Are you going to choose this world that's filled with nothing but vanity, lust, evil? Because all the things of this world are temporal, man. They're very temporary. They're temporary, and really they're set up by the spiritual demon Satan to distract you from the Most High God and what he's doing in this earth, right? Because the Most High God is working a mighty work. In the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 126, King David said, "It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law," right? And that's what this world, America, has done. They've made void the Most High's laws. And rather they go forth to establish their own laws, right? Their own legislation. You break their laws, right? And they have various degrees of punishment just depending on what you do, right? But they don't establish the Most High's commandments like Paul told us to, right? When he said, do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. Again, roughly paraphrasing. So we have to establish the Most High's commandments in these last days. We have to establish the Most High's righteousness, even in the midst of darkness, in the midst of a world that is contrary to the Most High's commandments. We have to establish the Most High's presence in this earth, man, right? And the Most High, we see him working in this earth right now, man. We see what he's doing. Judgments all over the place. World War World War peaking ever so much. Every single day we getting closer and closer to them sending nuclear bombs to each other, man. Right? We have, federal agents being sent all across America, persecuting the tribes of Israel. Right? We see this hurricane, so-called hurricane. There's a lot of skepticism, a lot of opinions about whether it was natural, whether it was, everything is of the Most High. We know that. But there are a lot of people who are pointing at Esau saying, Esau, you have something to do with it. Esau, you're manipulating the weather. You're messing with the skies, man. You're messing with the seas. And it's no secret that they've been doing that, right? But we got to understand that this is the time of the Gentiles, where the earth has been given to the hand of the wicked. That's why we are waiting, man, and hoping for the salvation that the Lord is going to bring through his son, Yahushua, right? To establish peace, righteousness, and prosperity in the earth, man, right? With the Israelites ruling right next to him, right? But in order for that to take place first, we got to go through great tribulation. And in order to get through that, we must be keeping the Most High's commandments. But, it's in my opinion, I speak as a man saying this, that the days of that great tribulation that is prophesied, right, in, Jeremiah 30:6-7, Revelation chapter 12 and 12, where the devil has come down with great wrath. We're living in them times, man. We're living in them times where we're about to see a lot of death on the earth, right? The brothers been going to, and it's not just us. It's not just WFI, right? It's not just one camp that's talking about what's taking place and what's about to come. That's how you know it's the spirit of the Most High that's moving in the earth, man, right? That judgments are being made manifest. Psalm chapter 9 and verse 16 lets you know that Yahweh is known by the judgment that he executed, and the wicked are snared by the work of his hands, right? So the Most High is known by his judgments, and you see them. They're manifest, like Ezra told us in the book of 2nd Ezra 15, man, or 2nd Ezra chapter 9, rather, that the end is manifest. So what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Like the brother Don Israel said, I believe through the spirit that Esau has something to do with that hurricane. Me too, man. Me too, because when you go into it, you see that Esau really is using Jamaica as some type of, they're trying to counter what Russia and China are doing, right, on another level. But Esau, they have their hand in a lot of different pots. And ultimately, that's why, again, Esau is going to be overthrown. Esau is going to be utterly burned with fire, right? The horns, the 10 horns, are going to turn on the whore and make her naked, man, and burn her. It's because Esau, they got their hand in too many pots, always trying to meddle in everybody's business, right? Always dispensing out funds and fueling wars that they have no business being in, while their people are over here dying of starvation or famine or obesity. Instead of worrying about what's going on here in America, they're always trying to bully or police somebody else, right? They covet fields, you know, hey, they heap people unto themselves. But look, all this is the Most High's doings. And these are all signs that we've been given through the prophets, through Yahweh Shai, that we need to be watching and praying and holding ourselves diligent in these last days, always watching and being circumspect, man. It's not time to be playing around. It's really time to be girding our loins up as men, women, and children of the Most High God, right? And preparing ourselves for what is to come. Because if you're not girded with the word, if you're not holding yourself diligent, you might get caught up out there, man. So this is just an exhortation for the body, for the nation of Israel. What are you going to choose? Who are you going to choose, man? This world or the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai? I wanted to keep this short, man. I just wanted to, get that wickedness off of our channel, right? And give a quick message to the nation. But yeah, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai, saying, Kwame Yasharallah, Shalom.